Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing my anime collection. I have been collecting anime figures and anime merchandise for over, I want to say 12 years now. And right now my entire collection, as you can see here, it's worth about $20,000. Not necessarily did I spend $20,000 on all these items, because a lot of these items I actually purchased from auction websites to where I can, buy the items at an extreme discount. And a lot of the items I bought used, and some of them actually have some damage. So although the value of the collection is pretty high, is it actually worth that much? I'm not really sure. However, there are some items that I've purchased at retail price that have completely skyrocketed from its original price point or value. So I got the $20,000 number from myfigurecollection.com. It's a website where you can catalog all your items in your collection, including books, CDs, plushies, figures, everything pretty much. You can export your entire collection after you've cataloged all of it, of course, and it'll tell you roughly how much everything cost when you purchased it, which is pretty cool. So I thought it would just be a cool little video series to kind of show off everything, because I have a lot and it's gonna be a long series, so I hope you guys are excited for that. So let's get into it. So here's all my collection. Those white shelves that you see here are actually IKEA Billy shelves, and they're really convenient. They don't keep anything clean though, so expect dust. This is my wall. I'm going to try and pause it so that way I can talk a little bit too. That wall you just saw, let me go back real quick. Manga! Yeah, so this wall these are all 4-inch enamel pins, which are extremely expensive to produce. And I actually had an issue with my manufacturer. Of course, I designed these and I made these. And they accidentally forgot some of this silk print, which is like a layer on top of the enamel pin. They actually forgot a very important shading of it, and they had to reprint all of these, and I didn't feel comfortable selling them because they're kind of like a defect, and I promised that there was only gonna be 100 pieces. So I just took all of them and put them on this this cork board, so it looks kind of cool, like an art piece if you ask me. Here's some close-ups of my collection. My Azur Lane primary shelf, my Toradora shelf. Blech. You're gonna see a lot of Miku. She's one of my favorites to collect, and a few series that I'm not really a huge fan of, but I think the characters are cute. Surprisingly, I love a lot of figures that are like that. I just think they're cute, so I just bought them. So starting off, this is actually Cheerful Miku Nendoroid, and she was my first Nendoroid I ever got. And I bought her back in, I want to say 2011, when they were doing that campaign after the tsunami that hit Japan. I believe this figure retailed at $50 and $20 went to the charity. So it was kind of cool, little charity item. I really liked it. It's really common now. Yeah, I paid retail for it, but you could probably find this Nendoroid for maybe $15, $20. Oh, and by the way, whenever I say a price, I mean Japanese prices generally, because I pretty much purchase all my figures from Japan, and that's gonna be the cheapest way. Here's another set of the Cheerful Japan figures. This was also another set. I believe there was probably 12, maybe 6 or 12 different sets of figures that they did for that charity event. So this was another set where it's if you purchase them together, you would donate to Japan in the crisis of the earthquake and tsunami. Here's HMO Miku and Udzutsu, I believe, from Gacha Man, I think is a series name. I don't know, I just thought she was really cute. Army Tan and a character from Girls Panzer. As you can see here, I'm actually trying to rub this off because I thought it was dust, which a lot of my figures do have dust. I don't really keep them that clean. But a lot of them have small defects and small paint transfers. And in Japan, they're very particular for the quality of figures. So it's these small little defects will lower the price significantly. But I still think they're cute. I think there's nothing wrong with small defects. Your Name characters and Marisa from Toho. She's a pretty old Nendoroid. Rin and Len Nendoroids. The first release, as you can see, they're kind of not very detailed, especially Len. Rin's cute, but I mean, it's Len. Gumiko, this was also a Cheerful Japan exclusive, the one that you donate money and to that charity event. And she's really cute. I love Gumiko. I wish they would have done a little bit more with her, but it seemed like the reception wasn't that well received in Japan, so they didn't really make too many figures of her. I think they've only made like maybe 2, but she's really cute. Another Girl on Panzer, I think that's how you say the series name, character. Tetto, and I want to say that series was Rail Wars, maybe? It was about trains, a very niche anime. Tetto is also worth a lot. I bought her, I want to say for $45, and she's like $200 to $300 right now, because she never got a re-release, which really sucks because she's a popular character, but that's just how the value works. Flandra and Romelia, they're very, very cute. I love them a lot. I don't remember their value. Luca, I have 2 of her in a Stolful. You can see some damage here. I probably paid like $5 for one of the copies of my Lucas. Nagato from Haruhi, and I forget this series. This was also a really niche series. The other chick. And K-On! Characters. I got these in a set. I didn't really, I mean, they're cute, I guess. I'm not a super big fan of these Nendoroids. And my cat, she's gonna be a reoccurring character in this. And here's my first shelf right here. Strike Witches. I like a lot of army. I like a lot of military series and like military characters. And this series has like a lot of nostalgia behind it because when I got into anime, this was really, really popular. So I thought it'd be cool to have a lot of these figures. A lot of these statues, I probably paid like $30 for a piece. Like not a lot. This little set you see, like there's gonna be like a lot of these little ones, and probably $40 for the set. The Nendoroids, because again, Strike Witches isn't very popular. Man, like maybe $20. So pretty cheap. The series is about girls who have planes attached to their legs, which I love planes, as you guys know, and they're fighting aliens, I think, or something like that. You know, it's kind of like that, it's more of like a slice of life with action. It's okay. I mean, I just like it mostly for nostalgia purposes. I do love Sakamoto. She's really, really cute. They're really cool looking. I also like the school swimsuits a lot. I used to swim in high school, so it's very nostalgic to me. It reminds me of back when I used to do the swim in high school. I suck at butterfly stroke. I would say freestyle is my favorite. And backstroke's pretty cool, but backstroke gets you really sore. So, as you can see here, I have 2 of the Figmas of the main character, and the difference was, I believe, the years that they released, and she had upgraded plane legs. Upgraded units. I'm gonna get I don't know a whole lot about I don't remember a whole lot of this stuff, so I hope some Strike Witches fans isn't gonna wreck me in the comments. But she's my favorite. I don't even remember. Oh man, I don't even remember her name. Peri or something like that. She's really, really cute. This was my Dr. Stone shelf. I was really obsessed with Dr. Stone when it first came out. Like I was just super, I don't know what got into me. I was just super obsessed with it. I was like, this is my life. This is great. And then season 2 came out, and I wasn't a huge fan. I really like Senku a lot. I think he's very inspirational. These are some of the Dr. Stone Blu-rays. I was thinking about getting the entire set at one point, but then I just kind of, again, just dropped it and never went back into it. This is Ryamu from Idolmaster? I don't know if it was Cinderella Girls or not. She's really cute. She actually reminds me of one of my OCs, Oyatsuya. That's the only reason why I got her. I'm not a super big idol fan for anime. Like, it's just there's a specific type of fan that people like love them. Like, you know, I've just never been one of those. It's cute. It's a cute concept. I love rhythm games. Like, I love Hatsune Miku, as you can see here. But I'm just not a big idol fan. But the characters are very cute. Here's Lat Miku. She was my favorite. Oh. There we go, there we go. I figured out how to pause it. She was my favorite Miku model pretty much ever released. This was also another cheerful Japan figure release. It was a Figma, and her blouse was a darker, pearlier gray than the original releases. There was a second release that was more of a silver, but like this release had a pearlier gray, which I thought was really pretty. And she came with the pom-poms like the first one. This was my first enamel pin. Yeah. You'll see some of my stuff in here because I've kind of left it in here, and I've forgot to move it because I take pictures for social media. So you'll see a mixture of some of my stuff too. I'll identify when it's, you know, mine or not. This right here, this is the only, I believe, Wawaka figure, the Vocaloid producer who passed away. This is the only figure he kind of ever really had, or at least official, that's not a garage kit. This one's a World's End Dance Hall. It says right there in the katakana with movie created by Wawaka. So this is kind of like the only little Wawaka figure, and I'm a huge fan of Wawaka. We will see that coming forward. This was I just moved out of the way. Okay. So here's my little pin I was telling you about. The reception was really good. Pins are a pain to make. Like, this is number 88. I never keep when I have a few of these pins in my personal collection because they're limited to 100. And I never keep, like, you know, important numbers, like everybody wants 39. Like I get so many messages that people are like, oh, can I please have a number 39? It's like, you know, everybody wants 39, so I'll just keep some random number. Pins are extremely hard to make. They are a complete pain in the a complete pain. I was working on one actually recently with my manufacturer. 3 months it took us, and then they decided that they were going to just cancel it, which really, really sucks because it took a lot of my time for absolutely nothing to come out of it. This is another little lat figure. It's her in her alternate school outfit. If you take off these little headpieces, these are really stylized figures, and I kind of like them actually. If you take off their headpieces and rip off their necks, you can turn them around and give them an alternate expression. I think they're pretty cute, especially for like more niche characters. Like again, Lot Miku, like she was a very popular model in Miku Miku Dance back in early 2013 era, I would say. Here's Len, you know, he's Len. Here's Rin, the absolute cutest Vocaloid there is. She's very adorable. I love her color scheme. She's super cute. Luca. This is the cheerful one I was talking about earlier. This is a Volks Hatsune Miku figure, which is really old. I want to say this came out in either 2011, maybe even earlier. She's really, really, there we go. She's really fragile, so she breaks easily, but she's really pretty and is probably one of my favorite figures in the entire, one of my favorite Hatsune Miku, one of my favorite Hatsune Miku scale figures, that's what I'm trying to say. Here's Neru, a plushie of her. I got her as a gift from somebody, actually. And her value is completely skyrocketed. I've seen like people ask for $500 for her, which is crazy. This is a prize figure, actually, of Bless Your Breath, I believe the name was. And it's from the song by Deco27 called Two Breaths Walking. It's like a Project Diva outfit of Miku, and this is actually a prize figure. I paid probably $12 for this. Prize figures are great and they're big, as you can see, but the problem is that they're kind of fragile sometimes, depending. So you may be lucky, like see, like as you can see, like a piece just falls off, and it's just something you expect for these kind of figures. Here's Lot Miku again. She's super cute. I love her little glasses. Like, it was just like a really simple design that was really adorable. This I bought on eBay. I probably paid, this is, every now and then I'll pay like a lot for some of these items, and this particular Miku Expo was kind of very sentimental to me because it was the expo that was going on, I believe, when I started my business. So it was just, you know, it's just memories, I guess you could say. So I bought someone's VIP package for probably like $70 or something, and it consisted of like a little badge, a little scarf, this little like VIP thing. I think it was really cool, and then the guidebook, of course. So that was a little overpriced, but I mean, it was a VIP ticket package, so it's gonna be expensive. This was supposed to be for the Miku Expo I was supposed to go to in 2020, but you know, of course, the pandemic canceled it. So I got the merchandise, but they canceled the conventions. I think the way they handle Miku Expos is very unprofessional. They said the only one in LA, or excuse me, the only one in California was going to be in like San Diego or something like that, which is pretty far from me. And then after that one like sold out, they said, oh, by the way, there's gonna be one in LA, which is like a 3-hour drive for me. So it was really frustrating the entire event. And then on top of that, the Miku Expo, as you guys know, they keep doing these Miku Expo rewinds, which is just like a clip show, and it's just been pretty much a shit show. So here is gonna be my my Fumo shelves. I love Fumos a lot. They're very cute. I've had them for a while. As you can see, I noticed there was actually something back here. And I don't know how this got here, but this is a little tiny charm set from Strike Witches. Again, I think the designs are so cute. I love they're never flashy, and they're like a lot of navies and brown colors, like very military colors. They're very, very cute. And then back to my Fumos. We have Aya. She's my favorite because she likes vintage cameras. Tan Chirno. I like her because she's tan and I'm tan. Reimu and Marisa. Here's some of my Tsukumo plushies, which is like a company in Japan. These, I like them, but they're also a little too stylized for my taste. They're okay. Here's a little Gura charm I left here, I guess, when I was taking a picture of it. Very cute. I love Catch Heart Gura. And I was almost thinking about selling these. I love Hololive, especially the EN branch, but the plushies, they just don't, I feel like they could go to a better home. So I might sell them. Ame can take off her hat, which is pretty cute. I got Rushia first initially because Rushia was my favorite for a while, but you know how that turned out. Here's some of my old Tsubasa series. Like Tsubasa was like my first like series I really liked. I have, as you can see here, I have the limited edition Japanese set as well, and the English set. The English set was kind of low quality. As you can tell, they shoved 4 volumes into one book, and it's cool and all, but it's not a very good quality experience. But I guess since the series is so long, you know, what can you do? You can just shove them all together in one nice thick book here. This is back when things used to be kind of cheap, and $19 for 3 volumes. This is a Wawaka's 7 Girls Discord CD. I have all of his CDs that he's ever done, like with Vocaloid, and as you can see here, what I found really interesting about this CD is generally like these CDs, like he will work with like a small company to release them, and they can be pretty interesting because it's just like, it's like an indie CD, but like if you look here, like what is this description? It's like there's some words, and then at the very end it says 7 Girls Discord. So I don't know what was going on. It looks cool. It looks good, especially from far away. And but it's just real interesting. So I try to also show like a lot of the inside of the CDs, because like I know a lot of these items, like this was this CD came out in 2010. So a lot of people haven't seen, you know, inside of these CDs. So I wanted to show them. This one, as you can see, is a nice like matte color, very simple. It goes with the whole theme. Like this album was incredible. All of Wawaka's music was incredible. A lot of people really like Unhappy Refrain, that album, but I just don't think it's like as good as some of his earlier works. Like he took a lot of his old songs and like remastered them over time, like Rolling Girls, like on like a lot of these albums, and you can tell like the different way he pitches Miku in them, which is kind of cool. So it's like there's different versions depending on the generation they came out. This is a little spine thing that goes on the outside when it was packaged. As you can see, this one, I've had this CD for a while, and it was used when I bought it. I think maybe like $7, 7 to 15. I think I paid for these. The artwork is really cool. It's really unique. It's a really good album. You should listen to it if you haven't. And then here's my next shelf. You'll see a lot of Black Rock Shooter stuff. I'm a huge Black Rock Shooter fan. Here's some little plushies. They're crane plushies is what they're called. Where, you know, like in America, we have like these crane machines you see at the grocery stores. They have like these Taito game machines in Japan. And it's pretty much the same concept. It's like $1 to play, $3 to play, depending on the prize. And these were plushies that were made to go in those UFO catcher machines. And they're pretty, sometimes they can be really good quality, and most of the time they're kind of like, quality. I think they're very cute. I love Empress from Dawnfall. I think Dawnfall is actually my favorite iteration of Black Rock Shooter next to the game. It's because I was a huge fan of the game, and Dawnfall was just like a retelling of the game, so I thought it was pretty cool. I'm probably the second biggest Western speaking fan for Black Rock Shooter. The first one being this guy named Rycat. And him and I have been both collecting Black Rock Shooter for the longest time. And when I was a kid, I used to always see his My Figure Collection account, and he had all the Black Rock Shooter stuff. So he's still ahead of me as far as like collection wise. But it was just always funny to see, like, you know, I like always try to like secretly compete with him, even though I'm still pretty far behind. So he's definitely the number one Black Rock. He's definitely the number one Black Rock Shooter fan in the English speaking / Western community, and I'd probably say I'm number 2 collection wise. So this is actually a little doujinshi work from Huke, and this is the artwork from the original Black Rock Shooter PV, the music video, where the song is made by Ro from Supercell. You'll see a lot of this, a lot of illustration books. I try to show as much of them as I can, because a lot of these are out of print and they're kind of hard to find nowadays, and they're completely gorgeous, and I love them a lot. I always thought this photo of Deadmaster is just like really, really creepy looking. Like, I don't know. I just find it really creepy. Here's more, of course, from, like, you know, the original PV. Here's some design artwork from the original design. From the original design. That was terribly explained. I meant to say from like the original PV, but you know, you get the point. This is a pilot edition of Black Rock Shooter on Blu-ray, I believe, and it came with a music CD. And this was pretty much their pilot episode to say, like, hey, this could be a little series, blah blah blah. Essentially, this is a commercial for a potential Black Rock Shooter series on a Blu-ray a Blu-ray disc. And I think that's kind of funny, like, an entire Blu-ray disc for one singular little commercial. But I know a lot of work went into this, so I understand. And plus, you know, for collectors like me, you know, I like this kind of stuff. I love seeing some of the original artwork, especially as you can see as it's changed throughout the Black Rock Shooter series. It's, you can see here, like, Black Gold Saw has wings, which is definitely not something they kept. It still looks cool, though. Back to the little Dawnfall plushies. As you can see, they're kind of, you know, a little floppy. They're very cute. I have since ordered, I think, 1 or 2 more of these. I think they're just so cute. Like, look at them. You know, they just like the little buddies that you can hang out with. That's Dawnfall, the entire anime right there. Alright, we have my Madoka Magica Miku set of figures. I believe the Aniplex maybe made these. And they're really, really gorgeous. I love them to pieces. Like, it's just, I think this is the best way whenever they go kind of like very differentiated from the original designs into something like really traditional looking. I love it when they do that. Here are some little Anime Expo mascots. I got them when I went to Anime Expo this year. Behind them is going to be the Japanese manga of Madoka Magica. There's that guy, he's kind of ugly. Kyoko, very, very cute. Some Good Smile 2022 Racing Miku clear files. The clear files, I like them a lot because they take up a lot of space in the collection, so it makes it look like, you know, really full and really colorful. Oh, and for Homura and Madoka, I was never planning on getting this set, but I got Madoka and Homura for like a steal. It was like $60, no boxes for the both of them, but $60 together, which was great. And I was like, oh, I have to get the whole collection now. Here's a little replica by Cospa. It's a replica of Sayaka Miki. She's my favorite out of all of them, of her Soul Gem. And unfortunately, I had to pay, I want to say like, I probably paid like $120 for this. They released originally for $30 and they never really re-released them. So the aftermarket prices were really high. So I had to pay, you know, a lot for this. But it's really, really high quality, really, really heavy, and it's a gorgeous piece. I love it so much. Here's my Hatsune Miku Dolphy. She can go for about $1,000 right now. Very high quality, very thick. Her material is like a soft, like, it's not really soft squishy, but it's soft. Here's a little charm I made of World Is Mine. And she usually goes for about $1,000, but I got her used on eBay for $536, which is a really good deal. You know, it's still crazy prices, but it's like it's a pretty good deal. Here's an album by Taishi, I believe. Let's see. I love this album. Yeah, Taishi. I love this album. It's a really, really good album, and it had a little Lat Miku PV on it, and that's kind of why I liked it, because they used the Lat Miku model in this PV. Very, very, very pretty little disc. Here is the OG herself, the original Hatsune Miku software. I have 2 copies of her, and I don't even use her. I just like it for nostalgia purposes. So here's her little soft cover. It's a little dented up because I bought her used. I probably paid $60 for both the copies that I have. Here's her box. It's a generic black DVD box. Here's my cat, always interfering. Here's the inside. A lot of people haven't actually seen inside these softwares, which I find really interesting. And there's her CD. There's some of her registration papers. You know, a lot of it says like, you know, here are some tutorials, stuff like that. This is explaining, I believe, how to use like Vocaloid 2, which is the engine that she was used on. And man, it's crazy to think Vocaloid 2, like what, came out like in 2000, wow, like 2005, 2007 era, I think. So this is a really, really old software. Wow. Wow. That was a long time ago. Here's more, you know, clear files. The gift plush. The gift Nendoroid Plus. Little plushies that they had. I don't know why they discontinued it. I guess the Fumos took over because they were shorter, smaller, and I guess a lot of people liked them. But I really like the Nendoroid Plus plushes because they would stand up, they have wires in them, they're really, really cute. This is a Japanese copy of the Disappearance of Hatsune Miku light novel, and there's Rin on the back, you know, so always worth it. I love, Japan's light novels are very, very small, so you can see the one in the background, and it's a lot bigger. It's the English release of the same album. I don't know who this man is. I've never actually read this book. I have this book in English and in Japanese, and I've never actually read it. I don't know who this man who keeps popping up here like, I'm not a fan. Like, who is this man? Who are you? Like, get out of here. I didn't buy you for this. I bought it for Miku, not for some rando. Like, at least do like a Kaito or something or whatever, you know, insert. But anyway, as you can see, you know, there's a big size difference. I love the artwork on both of them, and the album, the song is pretty good. Very classic. This is my Hatsune Miku PSP, I believe a 300 series PSP, and she has her little silhouette and her name on it. It was limited edition in Japan, and I probably paid I think I paid 200 for this set. As you can see, like, she comes with like a little tiny mini charm, and it's really cute. Looks good with my little Black Arc Shooter mini charm as well. Very cute. This is a By Cuties Bunny prize figure. There's a little Linen Ren. What's it called? clear file in the background there. Yeah, as you can see, like this book is like way bigger, and it says like I think teen, like what is going on? Like who is this man? Sorry, I'm always like my voice is kind of messed up. But who is this man, and why is this rated teen? But anyway, this figure right here is the God, this is going terrible. Okay, this is a Hatsune Miku guitar pick, imported from Japan, I want to say in 2020? There we go. Okay, so this is the By Cuties bunny figure. Originally, this figure does not have this gloss on the stomach, but I painted it with nail polish, clear paint, to make it look a little bit more like, you know, fancy looking like the regular bunny figures do. She's very cute, very high quality for what I paid. I paid like $15 for her. But as you can see, her bunny ears don't stick on. Again, like a common thing with prize figures is that they're not the best quality. But this actually has real tights, which is really, really cool. I love it when they use a mixture of different materials for the figures. But it also came with that little black stain there, which is like, I mean, I could try and remove it, but it's just like, you know, it's to be expected with prize figures. This is a little, a pencil card. I don't know what pencil cards, they're really popular in Japan. I don't know what they really do. Like, I don't know if it just like, blocks you from not getting lead on your hands, maybe? Of 2 Breaths Walking. I don't remember where. I think I just got this in a bundle deal, to be honest. So there was that shelf. This is my Sengoku Basara shelf, mixed with a few other little figures. I was really obsessed with Sengoku Basara for a while. I still like it. It's just they haven't really made any new merchandise. This Nendoroid right here is Sanada Yukimura, and it was the first Nendoroid to ever have collarbones. So fun fact. I used to read the Good Smile blogs a lot, and they would always like, you know, give little fun facts I thought was really cool. This is a pop-up parade figure of, man, what is that series called? Oh man, I don't even know. Makoto Shinkai is one of his everything's falling apart here. One of his series, and the pop-up parade was like real just low quality. I wasn't a fan. I ordered the guy, but I didn't even open him because it's just like they just both looked really bad. This is Rin Kokonoi from Kodomo no Jikan. She's a super cute character. I love her a lot. When I was a kid, I loved this anime, and I thought it was really cool, like, how she was so, like, she would, like, bully her teacher, and I thought that was, like, really cool. But kind of going back and looking at this series as an adult, it's, I don't know how I feel about it. It's very controversial, and it's very, you know, look it up at your own risk. There was another series I actually watched around that same time called Chu Bra. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that series. It was, again, came out, like, you know, man, I want to say 2012 or something like that. And it was an entire anime series of, this, again, sounds really weird now, of, like, middle schoolers learning how to wear bras. And I learned so much, and, you know, I don't know, was I the intended audience? Because, like, I was, like, I want to say middle school at the time I watched it, and I don't know if I was the intended audience. I really hope so, I guess. And I learned a lot about how to wear bras and, like, how to wear underwear and stuff like that, like, in the order of, like garter belts and stuff. Like, I mean, now that I think about it, why am I learning how to wear garter belts in middle school? But it was important because it's like, you know, as I became an artist, you know, sometimes I draw stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, the garter belt always goes under the underwear. And I learned it from that anime. But that's also another anime. It's like, looking back, I don't know who's the intended audience for it. That's all I can say. What I'm trying to show here in this video is that in the anime version, Date Masamune has silver eyes. But in the game versions, he has brown eyes. So when they released the Nendoroid and plushies of this character, they gave him the game version, which I guess makes sense because the game version was really popular in Japan. But I always found that, like, weird. I think he looks way better with silver eyes. This is kind of like just like an auxiliary shelf. It's just like where I stuff extra stuff. This is my current favorite manga series called Go with the Clouds, North by Northwest. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, I don't know. I just love this series. It's like, I sound terrible. Like, I'm trying to sell you guys to read this series. I don't do it terrible. It's just a really cool series. It's really unique. It feels really good to read. It's taken place in, I believe, in like Iceland or Greenland or something like that. That's really cool. This is a Young Ace comic book. In Japan, these are the sizes of like the comic books. So like if you read like a weekly series, you'll go to like a convenience store, like a Lawson's or a Family Mart, and they'll have these giant books, and they're like $3, $5. And you can just read the monthly or weekly publication of whatever series is in their volume, and they're really, really popular. I think it's kind of like a cool concept. I hope a lot of people keep their books, because it could like be really, really wasteful like long term though, because it's like, this is a lot of paper. Because like, say you only read this for the Black Rock Shooter publication that was in here, but then you don't read the rest, so it's like you just toss the book. This is a garage kit by Huke. Love the artwork for it. When I bought it, I didn't realize I had to build it, so that might be something I do on stream or something. I bought like 5 of them, and I didn't realize you have to build them, so that kind of sucks. This is some cloth. I just collect Black Rock Shooter stuff. I don't even know what half of this is. I think that was like some sort of cleaning cloth or something like that. This is the 15th anniversary Hatsune Miku design, Strawberry Miku. I love this design a lot. Her box was really, really pretty. This is another auxiliary shelf. I'm not a fan of, like, I switched completely digital for my comic books and stuff, and I'm not really a fan of paper anymore. I just think I don't want to be that person, but it's like, there's a lot of, environmental things. It's like, if we have access to digital, it's like, why not get digital instead of paper for books? But then again, like, I still love art books physically, like this. Like, this is Avogado 7, I believe his name is. Or their name, I don't know their gender. But they draw some absolutely incredible artwork. It's very provocative as far as, like, emotionally. You can always tell that they're trying to convey something emotionally to the viewer, and it's just incredible how this artist is not necessarily technically skilled, as in, their anatomy is perfect, or, their lighting is perfect, but they can convey so much with just very simple artwork. It's absolutely incredible. It is kind of depressing, a lot of it is, so, if you are not interested in those types of work, but it's also extremely expressive. He's one of my favorite artists that I follow, actually. I'd like to be able to create more emotional artwork down the road, but that takes a lot of free time, and I do this as a source of income. So this series, oh man. So this is, funny enough, is probably my most controversial work that I have in my entire series, funny enough. Like, this artist, I want to say last year, kind of disappeared out of nowhere, and people were like, man, where is this artist at? Where'd he go? And he was convicted for something extremely illegal, and I don't want to really, I implore you to look it up yourself, because I think it's kind of like a very disgusting thing, but I don't really want to talk about it, I guess you could say. He was convicted for that, and just came back and was like, oh, by the way, guys, I was, convicted for this, just really, like, I don't know, he handled it very lightheartedly, and I was like, wow, that's completely insane. So I bought this, obviously, a while ago, I think when it released, but it's just like, man, it's like knowing that about the creator, it really changes your perspective on his series. Yeah. So there's gonna be some let's just change the topics. So there's some like Azur Lane Blu-rays. Pop Team Epic, I bought that in Japan. A lot of stuff I actually bought while I was living in Japan, so it's like I don't even remember the price, but it's pretty cheap. This is like a lot of how to draw books. Like I think this one specifically is like expressions and stuff like that. I tend to go to the source when it comes to learning how to draw, you know, Japanese artwork in anime style. So I will have a bunch of Japanese how to draw books. It's like action poses. This one's really nice. It's like girl poses. So, you know, a lot of people have like trouble thinking of what pose to draw. So this is a book just of literally just poses. And it actually came with a CD-ROM, as you can see here, the little slip. So you can have a digital copy of the poses too. We're gonna skip over that one. Action poses, male poses. This is from like a little figure how to draw book. Expressions, we're gonna skip over that one. And male poses. And this is also another book I got in Japan. This artist is actually really popular now for his, like, I think Kinako character. It's like this little, he turned his cat into a little anime girl, and it's super cute. But he used to always draw these girls where they were always like looking down at you very angrily. It was nice. This is my Black Rock Shooter and Exhaustible figure. I was kind of disappointed with how they handled this figure. They used a soft PVC material for pretty much the entire figure, which makes sense because it's so big. As you can see, they used a hard PVC for this old Black Rock Shooter figure, which came out in probably like 2000, maybe like 2008 or so. Who knows? An older figure. I believe it was the first Black Rock Shooter PVC figure, the first scale figure. So they used like a soft PVC for this figure, so her details are like not captured correctly. The prototype looked way better than, you know, whatever came out like this. This looks like a pop-up parade figure, if you ask me, even though it was, you know, PVC prices. And I actually accidentally broke a little piece of it off. But I was pretty disappointed. I mean, I like it overall. It's a good figure, but her face looks like really, really bad, if you ask me. My speculation, as someone who also manufactures products, I believe that they use their manufacturer for the pop-up parades. Like the same manufacturer to do this figure. So that's my little tinfoil. This is Lacia from Beatless. It's a series designed with the characters designs by Red Juice, and I'm a pretty big Red Juice fan. He did a lot of Miku works way back in the day. And I bought this figure, oh man, Good Smile had this like victory sale, because it's like the first time their Racing Miku figure, or Racing Miku car, like ever won in like a long time. And they had this victory sale where like figures were like 50% off. It was insane. So it's like, I got this figure for $90 shipped. And she's pretty big. I think originally she was about $200. And I bought it just because it looks good with an exhaustible. But I also like Red Juice, so, you know, there's that. Here's my little Chanco shelf. He is one of my biggest inspirations as far as my chibi art. He has very high contrast, high popping colors for his artwork. And I like the uniformity he has with all the faces. It's like you can immediately look at his little faces and say like, hey, this is this guy who drew this. I found that very inspirational, because when it comes to like making a brand, especially if you're not a big artist or an established artist, the best thing you can do is brand recognition. So, you know, immediately you can look at his artwork and see that it's, you know, drawn by him because it has a very uniform style to it. So I was like, you know, that's a really good way to get brand recognition when you're not an established artist. So if you look at like all my chibi charms, for example, they all have the same, you know, uniform face style, and that's where this is where I got my biggest inspiration from. He has very cute little chibis. They're very adorable, very simple. I love them a lot. Like sometimes like people will make art and it's like real simple and it won't look as good, but like he like really does good with making art look simple and good at the same time. That artwork right there is actually part of the Cheerful Japan set I was talking about. Like they did a little Black Rock Shooter figure set from that. Yeah, and there's his little character from the Puchito Rock Shooter game series, which was like a little iOS, an iOS game. It was fun. I used to play. It was pretty much Angry Birds. This cup set is also his artwork. I just couldn't fit on my Chanco shelf. I also have like a little bento box from him as well. And it all went with the whole Cheerful Japan set. As you can see, like there's that epoxy on top of that, and it was like yellowed, and that's the problem with epoxy, is it yellows over time. This is, I think this is a character from like Honkai Impact. Again, I don't really know. I just bought it because I saw his art style. Going down, I have more of my little Empress plushies. I have this volume of, it's like a, man, I think it was like a fan book or something. I never opened it. It's still not opened. I'll open it one day. I just haven't had the time because like I like to sit here and like really enjoy like, you know, the stuff that I buy, and I hadn't had the time recently, and I got it, I'd probably say like 3 weeks ago. This is some Black Rock Shooter dog tag from the pilot. I haven't seen very many other collectors have this item, and it's really cool. I like it a lot. I think it's really well designed. Yomi Figma, she has some damage on her. These little, they're kind of crappy. I don't know what I believe they were released with one of the premieres of the pilot edition or the OVA. And they're kind of low quality. I mean, I have them for my collection because like eventually I want to get everything that's been released for Black Rock Shooter, but you know, they're kind of cool. Here's another auxiliary shelf. I like auxiliary, meaning as in like I just kind of like put excess items. This is a Mint 9 graded PSA Blastoise from the 1999 Pokemon game. Kind of out of place, but it's, you know, it's something that goes in my collection. These are little bunny characters, cat girl characters from Haganai, Boku wa Tomodachi ga Suganai, which is a series that aired again early 2010s. It was a cute little series. It was a bunch of people coming together, making a club of people who don't have any friends. And I believe Kobato, the darker one, she was like my first scale figure, I think. When I was like 13, I got her for like $60, and I remember not wanting my mom to see her because like I don't want my, my mom. I'll get into that later. And so I used to keep her in a little cupboard, and I was like, this is my little precious prize figure. I don't want anybody to see this. Another Ren Nendoroid. She's very, very cute. I love twin-tailed characters, as you can see, like with all my Miku and Black Rock Shooter, and she's just super, super cute. Again, like the series, like I don't know. There's Achilles from Fate Grand Order. I like him a lot. I have an Ida bag dedicated to him, and funny enough, the only reason why I really like him is I do like his original series, the Iliad, but the reason why I liked him is because I wanted to make an Ida bag, but they're very expensive, especially if you use popular characters, and I really like Fate Apocrypha, which is the series he came from, the animation series, and he was the cheapest one out of all of the characters, so I was like, I'm just gonna do this guy, and so I made an entire Ida bag dedicated to him because he was the cheapest character, because like I guess nobody liked him in the anime, so I was like, this is gonna be my character now. And so now I actually really like him. I have him in Fate Grand Order. I have him what is it called? A C2? I don't remember the gacha name. It's where you have 2 copies of him. Noble Phantasm, rank 2. And he's like my strongest character. He's pretty cool. This is just some design books from Saga of Tanya the Evil. I love this series, another great series. And this was another book that I bought while I was living in Japan, so I don't remember how much I paid for it. Maybe 20 bucks. Here's some of the light novel art. I love this artist too. It's a very, very unique style. I thought the anime translation of this style was interesting, and it kind of like set me off. Like at first I didn't like it, but I'm like, it kind of grew on me. Like you can see some of the anime style here. They made her eyes massive. And have really big lips, so it was an interesting style choice. I mean, I think it worked out in the end. I do kind of like it when animes have like unique styles. It's like very memorable. I like the shot a lot. I don't know, I like the way that the light glows. Like it feels like a cool morning. I really like it. And a little tiny Tanya on the back. Very cute. And on the dust cover, or underneath the dust cover, is some like blueprint style drawings. This book right here, Fanaticism, I bought it at my first Anime Expo I vended at, which was 2019. And it was at the Faku booth, and I have the card there, obviously to censor some stuff. And I like it because I like the artist, and I followed the artist prior, but the actual book, I peeked in it. I'm not a big fan, because I think they were like trying to hit like every niche and like every fetish, I guess, if you will, and like put it all together in one book. And I just wasn't really a fan. Yeah, there's some stuff in there where I'm like, not a fan. This is the legendary Astolfo plushie, who will do certain things to you. Yeah. And this little item I paid, it retailed about $3, maybe $6. Then the meme came out, and people started selling for like $200 to $300. I think you can still buy them from that much money right now. But I paid like $60 from him. Here's another Blackrock shooter shelf. This was like a little PSP case I actually made myself. I printed out a little Blackrock shooter picture in there. There's it looks like Persona 2 or Persona 3 PSP game in there. Here's my little Blackrock shooter prize. Blackrock shooter UFO prize plushies. Another really old plushie set. They're very, very cute though. I especially like the really, really tiny ones. Here's this bento box again. Nice tin material. If you look on the chopsticks, it actually has like a little design too. Very, very cute. More Blackrock shooter plushies. I have a bunch of them. I like the little tiny ones again. Like look how just like little cute. They're just like the little guys. This was some, I don't even know what it was. It was supposed to be some glitter postcard or something like that. The glitter didn't translate or survive the test of time, so, you know, it's just like there. Here's kind of like my Blackrock shooter, the anime shelf. This is like some CG, because all of the action scenes in Blackrock shooter were CG, so it's like, you know, computer graphics, so like 3D models. So this is a book dedicated to the 3D models of the anime. So it's kind of cool to see it in its, you know, unfinished state before the animation effects and whatnot. It was pretty cool. I was a little disappointed when I heard there was gonna be CG in this anime, or at least, you know, primarily, but I think they executed it really, really well. Here's just some people who worked on it, you know, some of their illustrations they provided. Blackrock shooter. And then this very interesting picture of Kagari. Her face is very interesting. And the feet are very more detailed than I expected, so is this subliminal, you know? Here are the Blackrock shooter animation Figmas, and the insane Blackrock shooter Figma you can see back there. I think originally it came out for $300 in the Blu-ray set, and that's the only way you could buy it, is if you bought it in the set. But out of nowhere, Italy had a DVD set where it's like, if you bought the first Blu-ray of the series, you can get her and an Italian version of the DVD for $90. So that's the version I bought, which is so interesting, because it's like, I've never seen a, you know, a very big important figure split up like that for a different country's release. Here is the first Blackrock shooter enamel pin ever made. A Blackrock shooter on an enamel material. This is mine. I made it myself. I actually didn't realize it until I was looking up online. I was like, wait a minute, nobody has ever made a Blackrock shooter enamel pin. I didn't even realize it until after the fact, after I made it. But it was based on the inexhaustible figure you just saw there. This was my first version of my Blackrock shooter OVA charm. I believe that was my 100th charm I ever made. I have like 200 plus now, and that was the old packaging. This is, I believe, animation notes. Let's see. I like that cover a lot. Yeah. This is like the drafts for like the animation of that Blackrock shooter anime series book we just saw with the 3D CG. So it's like when they were in like the school, the school part of the anime, it was animation, and then with all the Black Rock Shooter World parts, it was like 3D CG. So here's another Hatsune Miku shelf. You know, let me move this out the way. Magical Mirai plushies, as you can see here. I don't know what this stand was doing here. This is that Gumako figure I was talking about earlier. It's like, I think they only released 2. This was also another cheerful thing. That's why it has the pom-poms. She's striped underwear. I accidentally showed that a couple times. But very, very cute. I love this style. I believe it's called like Poochie something, where it's like chibi, but big character chibi. It's like Lucky Star style is the best way I can explain it. Like, it doesn't look like it's chibi, but it's still very, very, very cute. I love it a lot. Here's my Magical Mirai 2019 Nendoroid. I usually get these Nendoroids from the actual events themselves, the Magical Mirai events. And this one came with a little defect in the eye. This is when I started to have less faith in Good Smile Company because like their quality had started to go downhill. This is a Toon figure. I forget what it's called. And I'm not a big fan of this style, but I like how like chunky the figure is. The Magical Mirai 2019 plushie again. These are very high quality. Some PS Vita sleeve for Hatsune Miku, the Project Diva games. The first really, really popular Hatsune Miku album, repackaged by Livetune, a incredible album. It was like the first album that kind of like put Miku on the map, essentially. Some Magical Mirai 2019, Lucky Charms. One of the set is from Tokyo, and I think the other one is from like Osaka, I believe. The different designs. Cheerful, again, I have a lot of these cheerful figures. Cheerful Japan Miku, that statue you see here with the pom-poms. Kagami from Lucky Star, dressed as Hatsune Miku. This little Miku charm, designed by Oster Project from 2017 Miku concert, I think. But this figure is really, really cool. It's very dynamic looking, and actually, if you look, you might not be able to notice it, but her right foot is attached to the speaker with a rod, and they just did it really seamlessly to where it looks like she's jumping. Like, I love the way that they set up this figure. There's a Blu-ray of the first Miku concert, or one of the first ones. Some Miku Expo something, I don't know. Miku related, that's all I know. My Hatsune Miku pull-up doll, that's the original illustration of what she looks like. As you can see, the bangs never turn out that way. I like this doll, it's very cute. I like the Dolphy a lot better, but they're both very cute. I like them a lot. Hatsune Miku, her first illustration scale figure by Max Factory. A remix of the first album I showed for the Livetune Miku album. Designs by Red Juice. This is actually probably my favorite and I would say my most valuable item in my collection. It's Wawaka's first album, sealed. Back when, he was kind of really independent. This was his first album called The Monochrome Disc. And it's a fantastic album, probably my favorite album. And I have a sealed copy of it, which is absolutely unheard of. You can buy an open copy for probably $90. Last time I checked, $90, and that was back in, that was probably about a year or so ago. So it might be, I don't know what this item's worth. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because I'm not planning on selling it because it's such I think such an important item. So here's some close-ups of the Livetune albums. This is the remixed album. I usually keep them in these clear protective cases so they don't get as damaged. And then here's the original non-remixed album of this series, I guess you can call it. Album series, maybe? Again, nice Red Juice artwork. I love his artwork. It's very specific. I haven't really seen another artist that kind of does his style, and I really appreciate it. I really love it when artists have very distinct styles. Some close-ups of the DVD, or excuse me, the CD. Very nicely designed. It's that, you know, illustration you just saw, but etched into the DVD, the CD. And then this little, there's a track list on this, and it came with a free poster, which I think is pretty cool. So it's like you get a track list with the lyrics, and you get a poster too. And then in the front, you can see a nice close-up of the illustration. Super cute. I also like that this has what looks to be like her original software, but I can't be certain. Here's my cat joining me. Here's a close-up of the CD and the little CD insert. Again, most of these are pretty much similar, and they have, like, you know, lyrics and stuff. This one came with a little sticker I thought was pretty cool, which was actually designed by HSP, Hana Soman. I believe he made a Hololive character. He's been pretty big in the Vocaloid community for a while. Here's my Toradora shelf. I love Toradora. I think Isaka Taiga is really, really cute. Here's this weird thing that came with a video game that I got. It's kind of not safe for work. I think at one point it was very malleable, and like the goo or whatever was like moved around, but it kind of like got real stuck and sticky looking and gross, and it's just something interesting. Here's some sort of Isaka Taiga bookmark. Weathering with You, that was a series I got the pop-up parades for that I was like, I wasn't too impressed with. My Your Name Collector's Edition. Some of the Toradora light novels. This is an exclusive Toradora bunny figure. The standard edition was purple, but you could get some exclusive versions, I think, from different Japanese stores. And this was the black version. This is an okay figure. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was pretty cheap, but her face is like slightly off colored from the rest of her body, so that's kind of, you know, a little petite. Here's her last episode, Nendoroid. This Nendoroid literally came with just this, like no extra faceplates, no extra arms. It was kind of interesting. This is the Dengeki limited edition Toradora Nendoroid. I bought her used, so she's in really bad condition. You can see kind of like all these scrapes on her hair, but I probably paid $6 for her. What makes it so different from the original Nendoroid is that she has to come with an extra faceplate and smiling and those little fists that you saw. This is her swimsuit little petite. Here's a exclusive version, I think, of the swimsuit one. It comes with an extra padded chest swimsuit and a smiling face. And if you guys remember in the anime, the padded chest swimsuit was kind of important. This is just, I don't even know, some card holder I think a seller sent to me with other items. This is from a series called Shirobako. It's about an anime about making an anime, and it was really cool to understand the whole process, and I really liked it. It was really informative. I love it when anime is actually like really informative at the same time as well as entertaining. I also like her little chair. And then behind this, I just kind of like stack these in, like I just kind of stack them behind other books and stuff like that to make it look more full, because I like that bookstore kind of look. So I'll have random books behind it. Again, here's this weird thing. Like, as you can see, like the jelly kind of, yeah, it came with this game right here. Because I wanted this figure, because I love the artist of this figure, and it came with this or whatever it is. It's very interesting to say the least. It's kind of like blood clots. All right, this is my Tsubasa Chronicles limited edition set. This was a little blind box figure of Fi. He's my favorite character from the series. And technically he was probably the first anime character figure I ever got. I got it with a little chess piece set. And I loved it to pieces, but it broke and it was very low quality. And it's somewhere in like a bag somewhere. I don't even know where it is at now. This is a close-up of all of these volumes are like hardcover. They're really nice quality. The paper is like that glossy material. The ink turns out really, really well. I wish that they did an English release of this, but you know, I'm fine with the Japanese version. But it's like, it's such a pretty way, like this book is like really designed for collectors, and I really appreciate it. Like all of the binding has like special artwork that the original books didn't have. That little postcard that you saw on the inside, that's actually the cover of the standard edition. So, you know, you get the little extra bonus of having the postcard of the original edition of the cover. And you, of course, get this nice, you know, hardcover version. I actually got into Tsubasa because, again, I'm a huge Chobits fan, and I saw one of the volumes, I believe it was volume 5, had Chi on the cover, and I was like, wow, that looks like Chi, and lo and behold, it was, because Clamp tends to like reuse their characters in different timelines, different storylines, and I think that concept is really, really cool. I absolutely love it, because if you like these characters from Tsubasa, you can generally go back and read their originating series. So I that's also another reason why I really like Tsubasa, because like I really liked like Cardcaptor Sakura and stuff like that, and so to see these characters used again in a different timeline, it was really cool. So this, what I'm opening now, is a limited edition of the World Chronicle, which I think is like 3 volumes of the series that came out after the... Man, I'm going too fast in this video. This is so hard. It's so hard to keep up with whatever I'm doing. So World Chronicle was like a series after the main 28 volumes of the Tsubasa series, and I don't even really remember what happened. I think it was like a conclusion type of thing. I don't know. Whatever it was, I wasn't too impressed with it. And this is the Japanese like collector's edition of that. It came with the Blu-ray for Tokyo Revelations, which was an OVA made after the Tsubasa anime series. So the entire Tsubasa series was not handled really well. It kind of had the Fullmetal Alchemist problem where they tried animating it while it was ongoing, so it, you know, it eventually caught up to where it's like there was no comic to use as a reference, so the anime kind of had like an alternate ending. But then they went back and animated some of the arcs in the comic, but it didn't make any sense if you were just an anime only. So it's like you had to be like a fan of all of it in order to understand any of it. I suspect that eventually they will definitely make a remake of Tsubasa, because especially with how the remake of Cardcaptor Sakura did so well, I think definitely we'll get a remake of Tsubasa. And I'm praying for a Nendoroid. That would be the absolute highlight of my life. But anyway, back to this. This edition came with the OVA Blu-ray. And in America, they just put the Tokyo Revelations Blu-ray that you see here mixed in with the Spring Thunder Blu-ray. And actually I realized in this video that this was gone. Oh, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had some charms delivered. So yeah, so in the second volume of this limited edition, this one came also with a Blu-ray, but this was the Spring Thunder OVA. So again, it was just bundled with this these series together, and in America they were released in the same Blu-ray DVD. And here's a copy of the Japanese volume, because this limited edition set was only released in Japan, which is understandable because, you know, I don't think at the time that this was released in America, it wasn't as desired of a series. So pretty much a lot of the limited edition stuff will be Japan only exclusives. So this copy, because the first two came with DVDs, this actually came with something a little bit different, which I thought was actually kind of cool. As you can see, it's like this little tiny, you know, case right here, and it's very adorable. It's very cute. I love it a lot. Sharon looks weird here. I don't know if any of you guys follow the series, but you can tell when Clamp, because it's a group of women who draw these series, you can always tell when it's like not the main artist that draws the artwork because the style will be like a little bit different. But this one came with a tiny little play button, which is, I believe it was, man, what are those called? It's like a specific thing where it's like they use the official voice actors, and it's like something play, I think. I don't remember. But it came with that on this little silver play button, which I thought was really, really cute. It's like, I don't have anything else like this in my collection, so I actually really enjoyed it. It's very small and adorable. I like small and cute things. So this is another shelf that's just kind of whatever. This is my Auto plushie, the singer. Yeah, so her song, Usewa, I believe it is, really blew up, and they made like merchandise for it, and it's a great design, it's a great song, she's a great singer, an absolutely fantastic singer. I love seeing how popular she's getting, and that was a little prize plushie from it. This is an official Madatsuki plush from Yume Nikki, or Dream Diary, which was an indie game that released in Japan maybe in 2005, 2006, I'm probably off on that. But Fangamer, this company, made an official Madatsuki plush, and it's cute. I bought it because I like the IP and I love the series and I love the game, but I think this plushie could have done better, could have been made better. It gives me Cabbage Patch Kids vibes because of the hand, and the knife is a magnet to it, so that's kind of cool. But the chin strap, like the stitching under the chin, just looks really kind of silly to me. It looks like literally a chin strap. This is a little Merlin gift plush. I love I love Fate Grand Order, and he's pretty cool. He's my strongest caster. I love him a lot. He was my first 5-star. So here's a little plushie of him. I'm surprised he's not more popular. I thought he'd be really, really popular, but I don't think he's that popular. This is a Figma Misaka of Railgun, and in the series there's the main character, they clone her, and there's only 20,000 clones, and the clones are used for bad things in the series. And what Figma and Good Smile Company did is they actually made an exclusive Figma of the clone, and there's only 20,000 of these pieces made. So it was accurate to the actual anime storyline, and I thought that was so cool. It's also the first figure to ever have striped underwear. Again, another one of those fun facts that I learned while reading the Good Smile Company blog. So there's, in case you guys needed to know, my cat's always messing with stuff. This is Yumekui Mary, a series I really liked, which is Dream Eater Mary. It's a cute little series. It's about a girl who gets taken away from the dream world, and she's trying to find her way back home, but she can't find her way back home. And so they're like, man, how can we find our way back home for her? And she fights with the protagonist, and it's real cliche. I just really like the character designs. And these are the Blu-rays that the series released. I believe the series is still going to this day, and these came out in 2011 or 2010 or something like that, and the series is still ongoing, and I think it's only gonna get one anime series. And each of these little DVDs come with a giant poster. This is a huge poster that are really cool, but I hate when they arrive super bent up and folded, and here is my little kitty again trying to get comfortable amongst all the chaos. Oh, my little kitty. Her name is Macaron, by the way. I call her Maca for short. Or Magaroni. Or Macaroni. I have a bunch of nicknames for her. And this is the next shelf I'm going to go over, but I think this video is already long enough, so I'm going to have to continue this in a part 2. So I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I appreciate you guys staying this long and hearing me ramble about all of these items. I'm sorry that I'm not really specific. I don't really remember a whole lot of stuff. I actually I don't know. It's do I have memory problems or something? I don't know. I'll figure that out. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope I can see you guys again in part 2. So thank you so much. Hope to see you guys later. I can't do these endings. I don't know. I never know what to say. Again, I'm new to this. I don't know. Like and subscribe. Do I say that? I don't know. That's weird. I don't really, I know it's important for the algorithm for, you know, likes and subscribes and stuff like that, but it's like, I don't want to like beg people to like and subscribe. It's like, if you like my stuff, but if like, if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine too. Like, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to subscribe. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. I don't think I can record if you're purring in my lap.